Hi, my name is Jayson. I'm 33 years old. Just recently, I went through a major accident at work. I was unloading freight in a semi, and I was up on deck bars, and I fell back after I unstrapped them and fell between the two forks of a forklift. I broke my skull on my right side. I tore a partial tear of my rotator cuff on my right shoulder, and I injured my left knee. I was rushed to the hospital, put in the ER. They sent me through all the MRIs and CAT scans, making sure I had internal bleeding, that kind of stuff. I had staples put on the back of my head. Went through some major pains. I was in the hospital for 4 days. Couldn't give me enough medication to take the pain away. Had to have all the lights off, had to be quiet, couldn't stand any light. My head hurt so bad, couldn't stand any noise. Under some real pain, couldn't hardly move. Finally, I was able to be released, and the doctors gave me medications and said, take these and slowly you'll improve. Back in 2004, which is 12 years ago, I had the same thing happen to me. And 14 years ago, I had the same thing happen to me. I was hit in the back of the head, broke my skull. I was out for a year with that experience. So I did not go into this experience expecting anything awesome. So I was dreading it. I was having a hard time. Emotionally, I was a wreck. They finally send me home. I can't get out of bed. I can't get out of the couch. I don't want to eat, don't want to sleep, can't sleep. Have tinnitus in my ear, pressure. You lay down on the back of your head on the pillow, you can't sleep. Kids want you to play, want to play the music. You can't have them play any music. You can't play with your kids. You're hurting so bad. We go through this, and finally Dr. Andrew comes up to me and he says, hey Jayson, have you ever heard of Ondamed? And I said, no, what the heck is that? He says it's this machine that'll help improve your situation faster. And so I said, well, okay. Well, I didn't take him up on the offer right when he offered it to me. I went for another I went 2 months from this time it happened before I finally decided that, you know what, I'm not improving. I'm not seeing I don't want to take medications and mask the pain. I want to heal it so that I don't have to take medications forever. So I go to Dr. Andrew's office, and they hook me up to the machine. And he says, okay, now this is a pretty serious brain injury too. So at the same time, I want you to take natural anti-inflammatory and anti-inflammatories for your brain. So I started taking anti-inflammatories, and I started coming 4 days a week to his office on the machine, this Ondamed machine. They hooked me up to the machine, and the first couple of times I came in, I walked out and I thought, man, I don't feel any better. In fact, sometimes I swear I feel worse. So the third time I came in, I said, Dr. Andrew, I don't think this machine's for me. I leave and I feel worse. And so he told me about kind of how this machine works. And he says sometimes what it does is it'll detox your body and get rid of a lot of the junk that's in your body so that your body can start to heal quicker. So I decided to trust the doctor, trust in the machine, and I kept coming back, and probably within the 5th or 6th session I came back, I started noticing some pretty major improvements. When I first came, I could barely walk in the office. The lights hurt my eyes still. My headaches were horrible. Within a week, I started feeling a lot better. And I kept coming back, and pretty soon I started noticing that, man, I feel great afterwards. My shoulder doesn't hurt so bad. My knee doesn't hurt so bad. The pressure in my brain's going down. I can start to focus. I can start to see. I can start to hear. I can start to do things. I kept coming back, starting to see these major improvements. A couple of times I came back, and after I was done, I thought, dude, I think I could go run the mile. I feel so good. And I'd get to the point where I would just be excited for when my next appointment was, because initially you're hurting so bad and the machine will help you, and then you just can't wait to get to the next one because you can feel your body start to go, oh, I'm not feeling so good again, so I need to go back and have another session. And you get hooked up, and then it improves, and it slowly gets better and better and better, and then all of a sudden it starts jumping in massive increments of improvement, and man, it was awesome. And so I did that for 2 months, and after 2 months going 4 times a week, then I started coming once, twice a week, less and less. Obviously noticing some major improvements, and within 5 months of my injury, so I only took Ondamed for probably 2.5 months, I was released to go back to work. And when I was previously injured in 2004, I was out for an entire year before I could go back to work. And then even then, I didn't feel as good as I do now. And so, I can think better. I can watch TV, little things that you would never even know about. My emotions. I'm kinder with my kids. I finally have my patience back. I finally can listen to music. I can get down and play with my kids. I can sleep at night. My tinnitus is so much better. It's not even funny. All these things are improvements. It's worth every dime. If you're thinking about what is Ondamed, look into it. If you're thinking about, it costs too much, it's worth every penny. Everybody I talk to that has any pain, I tell them, you need to go do Ondamed. That machine will heal you so much faster, and it's worth every dime you'll ever spend. I would recommend it to you. I'd recommend it to everybody.